feels a little bit like Josh Heupel and Rick Barnes, a little bit of similarities in their first couple of years, where Rick Barnes wasn't. Everybody was talking about where are the big names coming from when he was recruiting, right? It was Admiral Schofield, it was Grant Williams. Where are these big names coming from? Then once they had success, then suddenly these 5-star big name guys that the Blue Bloods were also recruiting started showing up on Tennessee's radar. It's not exactly the same, Matt, but it feels a little bit similar with Tennessee football right now based on the fact they had success this past year. You're selling something different in year 3, much the way Rick Barnes was selling something different in year 3 and year 4 in his program.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like we talked about last night on the Rocky Top, or Sunday night on the Rocky Top Rewind, the one of the focal points of the junior day and talking to guys, the 5-star guys, Ryan Wingo, Mike Matthews, Williams Wannery, the Tennessee started to pique their interest in September. They're winning ball games, they're selling out stadiums, and then that continued. And now you've got that product to point back to, and Tennessee can sit down and have those conversations with these kids and show them, hey, this is what we did with player X, and this is what we think we can do with you. And these kids take into account all those things. They look at the rankings of the players. They look at Jalen Hyatt's rankings, where he was, those types of things, and try to compare that out and say, if this staff was able to do this for this guy, what could they do for me? And I think right now that's where you're at, for Josh Heupel going into year 3, is you're able to get these kids up there, sit down and sell your product instead of your vision now.
Rob, it feels similar, right? How many basketball players have you talked to after the first couple of years under Rick Barnes where they talked about player development and how big that was a factor for them when they considered Tennessee, with their lofty rankings, and they had other blue bloods looking after them.
Every kid that I've talked to that comes on campus is, and I'm sure Grant probably is the same way. I mean, even today, they're still showing the before and after pictures of Admiral as a freshman and Admiral as a senior, and he's not the only one. But yeah, I mean, the kids are aware of it. I mean, you get a kid like Keon Johnson. If they can take Admiral Schofield and do that with him, what can they do with me? Or Jonas Adu, same kind of thing. What can they do with with a 7'1" guy with my skills when they can turn Grant Williams into an NBA player who's getting ready to cash in on his second contract? So that is a very big thing. And it's when you get your identity on tape like that in either sport, and you can point to kids that looked like this as a freshman and look like this as a junior, I mean, I think that resonates with football and basketball players for sure.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video here at Volquest on YouTube, the leading source of University of Tennessee football, basketball, and recruiting. Be sure to check out our latest video right here and our latest live show right above it. All that at Volquest.com and Volquest on YouTube.